The FDMG Academy was first announced in 2010. Organized fundraising began in 2014. A campus property was acquired in 2019. Since that time, the Academy was scheduled to open on multiple occasions, but it just hasn't happened. Contractors, funding, permits, all have been cited as factors affecting progress. As of this cut, the institution remains in development. This timeline is not an indictment, but it is context. In criticizing the public education system, Dr. Umar Johnson has never been one to bite his tongue.
Now, on the surface, when somebody hears that a child with a disability has a right to get a quality education, nothing sounds wrong with that. But for Black children, special ed has been used over its past 46-year-old history as a weapon of miseducation, as a weapon of marginalization, as a weapon of juvenile incarceration, as a weapon of stigmatization.
He argues that our children are misdiagnosed, over-medicated, and systematically underserved.
Basically, the agreement was, take these Black children into your white schools. We will let you resegregate, but you can't do it based on color. We're going to give you 13 disabilities. And the main disability has been the so-called learning disability. And if you get your white racist school psychologists who still work in Cleveland schools today to evaluate these Black children and call them reading disabled, math disabled, comprehension disabled, intellectually disabled, emotionally disabled, you can separate them from the white children in a class of their own.
Diagnosing a broken system is powerful, but it's not the same as building a new one. Now it's time for a pressure test. Time to see exactly how well the good doctor does when the beef starts cooking.
From what I understand, you raised about $750,000, yes?
Well said.
$750,000. About 20 months ago, you end up purchasing 2 buildings, yes?
4 buildings.
4 buildings, okay. For about
2 schools, 4 buildings.
2 schools, 4 buildings for $400,000.
It was more than that.
Okay. Well, everybody wants to know, where's the extra money? Where'd the extra money go? And why is it taking so long to open this school? People feel like, you know, the time that 6 years is just a very long time to be raising money. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And to finally get the buildings that you ended up getting that are in disrepair and all of that. And I think it's the transparency that people are looking for. A lot of people are looking for you to be more transparent, and when they don't see this transparency, it makes them feel, you know, skeptical.
Okay. Let me speak to some of that.
Yes, please.
Okay. Number one, I'm transparent with my donors. I'm transparent with my
Now
donors.
I'm being told that there, people say when your actual donors will ask certain
No, sir,
things,
that's a
they
lie.
said
That is
you
not
will
true. That
sometimes
is not
block
true.
them and all this type of stuff.
That is not true. Those are not donors. Those are haters. Haters don't donate. Donors don't hate. So my accountability is only to those who donate. I want to be very clear about that. It's only to those who donate. So people who ask random questions, they'll never get answers because you don't support this.
You know, we saw this kind of rumored around, and we wanted to get your thoughts on it. So critics say, obviously, you raised millions for your school, and after some time, about a decade or so, the school hasn't been up. So they want to know, what's the 2026 update on FDMG Academy?
Why the school ain't up yet? Because we're not raising enough money.
He got heated because he was being put to task as to where that fucking money has gone and why the fuck he ain't got no school. But I wasn't heated. I wasn't angry or anything. He's the one that got upset and felt like he didn't want to answer certain questions if somebody wasn't a donator, which to me and to many people seems like a bullshit answer.
So now the school, man, there's some kind of financial liability going on with the school. Some paperwork popped up that the school is going to be auctioned, and then Umar, this a few weeks ago, he was online talking about all of my bank accounts are frozen. I have no money. It's a mess, man. All of his bank accounts are frozen. He needed some PayPal money. It's bad. So now the FDMG Academy in Wilmington, Delaware, it has allegedly 2 court judgments, and there's like some money, like $76,000 that are unpaid, some kind of back payments.
Registration fees. I repeat, on August the 5th, the city of Wilmington, Delaware, took out a lien to auction off the campus we bought, the campus we've been working on for 6.5 years. I was not notified of this.
And now there's an alleged pending sheriff's sale. So now with these judgments in place, the sheriff's office, from what I'm understanding, this is from it could be even more deeper than this, but from what I gather, the sheriff's office could move forward by seizing the property and auctioning it off. So it looks like this is what they're going to do, allegedly. So they're talking about possibly later this month to recover the amount owed. So, Umar's made a video talking about it, and he's losing the school, and a lot of people are like, oh, damn. So, listen. Again, like I said, a decade ago, I said this school it's not going to happen. It's just not going to happen.
My circle is so tight that nobody in the public could know anything unless we share it with them. The only people we share information with are our donors. The big problem with the so-called FDMG controversy is the people asking the questions are not the donors. The donors don't ask questions. We have their complete faith, complete support. 85% of our donors are repeat donors, which means they've been supporting us since the fundraiser began. The reason it took us 7 years to do the renovations is because the black contractors, I'm going to say it, the black contractors who we depended on to help us cross this finish line sooner, they scammed us, they robbed us, they never completed their work. I haven't had a single black contractor. Quote me on this. In 7 years, I haven't had a black plumber, black electrician, black roofer, black HVAC, black painter, black floor person, not one black contractor who we paid to do the work ever finished what they got paid to do. Not one. So can't nobody say shit to me about how long it took us to get this job done. It took us long because of ninjas in the community who don't have integrity and work ethic.
Many of us did not just listen to Dr. Umar Johnson. We rooted for him. Not because he was perfect, but because he sounded like resistance. When a community accustomed to betrayal invests in a figure, that investment is emotional.
Let's talk about FDMG for a moment. No,
Sure.
before we get to FDMG, you did come out at one point and say that your accounts were frozen, business and personal. What was the update on that? And explain to the
got
audience
debanked.
a little bit. Explain to the audience a little bit what happened, your response to it, and where it stands now.
Well, we got debanked, but the bank kept giving us the runaround. First, they said we just looking into your account. I guess they wanted to see if I was mismanaging money. I'm assuming the struggle streamers contacted the bank and accused me of fraudulent behavior as they've done in the past.
When rhetoric rises faster than measurable progress, the disappointment is not going to be pretty. It's going to be very human.
By the 25th of Black August, they will sell our campus. Brothers and sisters, can I ask you a question?
My circle is so tight that nobody in the public could know anything unless we share it with them. The only people we share information with are our donors.
So we apply the sniff test, a simple measure of institutional integrity. This is a test of structure. The institution receives a provisional grade of C. So why did I give him a C? Let's break it down. The claim receives a B because the vision is clear. Dr. Umar Johnson presents a focused mission to build an independent school for Black boys. That's specific. That's consistent. And that's been communicated for years. But a claim is only as strong as its ability to be fulfilled. The evidence? I gave him a C. Because there is proof of effort. Property was acquired, work was started, but there is no clear, consistent documentation that shows measurable progress toward a completed, functioning institution. The evidence exists, but it doesn't fully support the promise. Response to pressure. I gave him a D. Because under scrutiny, the responses fall short.
Number one, I'm transparent with my donors.
When legitimate questions are raised about finances and timelines and outcomes, the answers become limited, restricted to donors, dismissive of critics. But pressure is where leadership is tested. And in this case, transparency does not meet expectation. The outcome? I gave him a C. Because after years of fundraising and years of anticipation, the core objective, a fully operational school, has not yet been realized. The intention is powerful, But intention is not the same as execution. So when you put it all together, a strong claim, incomplete evidence, weak performance under pressure, and an unfinished outcome, the final grade is a C. This is not personal. This is the standard. Because if we're asking the people to believe, we must also be willing to be examined.
Who Sent You was brought to you by Century 21 Rehabilitation Services Incorporated, California nonprofit 501c3 509A1 for charitable and educational purposes. Fair use.